How's it going, trainers? Welcome to another Pokemon Go Jungle Cup video. Today we're going to talk about the next group in this meta simplified graphic. On the bottom left hand side, the grass users. When it comes to the grass users, we're going to focus on 5 Pokemon: Venusaur, Ivysaur, Victreebel, Meganium, and Sceptile. Let's start by talking about the grass food chain itself. We're going to first focus on Venusaur. Venusaur does well against Victreebel, Ivysaur, and Meganium, but loses pretty decently to Sceptile. Ivysaur does well against Victreebel and Meganium, but loses to the rest of the meta. Victreebel does well against Sceptile, but loses to Meganium, Ivysaur, and Venusaur. Meganium does well against Victreebel as well, and loses to pretty much everything else. Sceptile does well against Venusaur, unlike any of the other grass types, does well against Meganium and Ivysaur, but loses to Victreebel. Delving a tad bit deeper into each of the 5 grass types, we're going to take a look at their fast to charge move ratios. Starting with Venusaur, it takes 10k to get to its extra move. The recommended fast move is going to be Vine Whip, which takes 8 energy and does 3 damage each time. The by far most recommended charge move is Frenzy Plant, which is going to take 6 Vine Whips to get to. Next would be Sludge Bomb, which takes 7. The reasoning for Sludge Bomb over Petal Blizzard is not only for additional stab coverage, but also to do well against the other grass users and Wigglytuff, who's a fairy type. Next off, we got Ivysaur. Ivysaur also takes 10k for the extra move, and its recommended fast move is also Vine Whip. However, his is 8 energy for 5 damage. Ivysaur is essentially a poor man's Venusaur. If you are unable to get a Venusaur with Frenzy Plant under 1500, then Ivysaur is your next best option as far as a substitute. Its first most recommended charge move is going to be Sludge Bomb, which takes 7 Vine Whips to get to. And then Power Whip. Power Whip as well takes 7. So when you have these 2 moves that both take 7, you could easily fake out your opponent. And they never know what's going to be coming, whether it's poison or grass type damage. The next option would be Solar Beam, which takes 10 turns, which isn't so bad. However, Solar Beam is a bit unnecessary, I would put it. Next up, we have Victreebel. Victreebel takes 50k to get to its additional charge move, and it's running Razor Leaf as its fast move for a 4 energy buildup with 11 damage. Its first recommended charge move is Leaf Blade, which will take 9 Razor Leafs to get to. Next up, you could go between Acid Spray or Sludge Bomb. It's really preference. The difference is Acid Spray has the defense lowering of your opponent. Therefore, you could spit it with an Acid Spray, switch out to a less favorable matchup, and do some pretty good damage otherwise. Sludge Bomb is just a hard-hitting nuke of a move, so you can't go wrong either way, but definitely go for Leaf Blade, and Razor Leaf is your fast move. Next, we have Meganium. Meganium takes 10k to get to its extra move, and it'll be running Vine Whip as well as its fast move. Its Vine Whip has an 8 energy buildup for 3 damage, and the first recommended charge move you're going to want is Frenzy Plant. Frenzy Plant takes 6 turns to get to, and has a 45 damage output. Secondly, you would want Earthquake, or Petal Blizzard, but Earthquake is really going to get the job done for you. It does well against the other grass poison types, it does well against the electric meta, and it does pretty good against something like Vigoroth, or even Wigglytuff, outside of anything else that Meganium has to offer. Finally, we have Sceptile. Sceptile as well takes 10k to get to its extra move, and unlike any of the other grass types, its fast move is going to be Fury Cutter. Fury Cutter is a bug type fast move that has a 4 energy buildup for 1 damage each time. Its first charge move you're going to want is pretty debatable, but I would go with Leaf Blade over Frenzy Plant, and the reasoning for that is because Leaf Blade costs 35 energy as opposed to Frenzy Plant's 45 energy, and so you're going to get to it a lot quicker. After that, I would definitely recommend Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace takes 45 energy and does 16 damage, which is fantastic against other grass types, against the bug types, and against something like a Heracross, so counter users even. Earthquake is the next best choice for Sceptile's additional charge move. Earthquake, a lot like Meganium, will give you good additional coverage against grass poison types, against the electric types, something like Vigoroth, and it's pretty good additional coverage, but I would personally recommend Leaf Blade and Aerial Ace. So yeah, that is the 5 grass types that we're going to be focusing on for the Jungle Cup meta, and with that, let's go ahead and move on to some practice battles. First off, we're going to go ahead and start with a lead of Venusaur and then Noctowl and a Alolan Golem in the back. So here comes our Venusaur, and we're going to be walking right into a positive matchup of a Alolan Golem. We expect her to switch almost right away. Let's see what she does. We get in some Vine Whips. Boom, boom. And it looks like she's going to stick with it at first. And we're going to go for the Frenzy Plant. Try to get that KO pretty much right away if it lands. But we expect her to shield. Let's see what she does. She does go ahead and shield. And then she switches out to a Heracross. So we're going to switch to Noctowl and go ahead and farm away on that. She might get a move off, which she does. And we block just to conserve our health. Finish that off. Now we expect to see a Alolan Golem back in our face with some charged up charge moves. And let's see what she does. We're going to hit it with a Psychic, and it is a Alolan Golem. We hit it, we almost kill it, and she's going to get a few Rock Blasts off, and then we assume another Rock Blast. We're going to let it kill us, but it's a Wild Charge, and that's alright. So we're going to go ahead and send our Venusaur back out, and it's going to take about one Vine Whip to kill it, and then we'll have a Frenzy Plant ready. So one, dead. Here's Frenzy Plant and Sludge Bob waiting for whatever she might have. She sends out Heracross, Vigoroth, so we're going to go ahead and spam a lot of Frenzy Plants as much as we can. So it's a very positive matchup again. We take her final shield. We're going to try to get to another Frenzy Plant before she kills us. And we do. That should do about half health damage. And bam, we get her in the red. It does fantastic, as you can see. Very positive matchup, and she finishes us off. And we go ahead and go in with our own Alolan Golem, which is a bad matchup for us, but she's in the red, so we shield that Body Slam. Here comes another, and we're going to finish her off. So yeah, jumping into the next battle, we're going to be starting with Vigoroth, and have Sceptile in the middle, and a Alolan Golem at the end. So, let's see if we get a good lead. We got Vigoroth against Girafarig. That's a pretty even matchup. You got a normal type user against a normal Psychic. Our counters won't be doing much, but we can spam those Body Slams. As you can see, though, notably, that her Confusion fast move is doing quite a bit of damage. She's keeping right up with us. So we're going to go ahead and block that and go for another Body Slam. Boom. Bye-bye, Girafarig. Now she's sending in her own Vigoroth, so we're going to stick with it and get a Body Slam off. Hope to take a shield away, do some damage. And we get her shield. Now she is shieldless and we still have one. We're going to go ahead and use our Sceptile now, which is a positive matchup. We're going to be farming those Fury Cutters on her and getting off Frenzy Plants as fast as possible. First she has a Body Slam coming. We're going to let that go. She goes for a Bulldoze, which does not do much because it's resisted. And we do the Frenzy Plant. Frenzy Plant, as you can see, almost KOs it. And we're going to go ahead and just finish her off with a few Fury Cutters before she goes. Rounding up this matchup, we'll see what we got. We got a Noctowl. I do not, we get to an Aerial Ace is what we choose, just because it's neutral damage as opposed to resisted. We do a little bit of damage, and we go ahead and get out of there. Good job, Sceptile. Now we're going to send in our Alolan Golem, which is a very positive matchup. We're going to go ahead and not even bother blocking, because this game is won. And we're going to finish her off with a Rock Blast. Good game. This next time around, we're going to go ahead and try to lead with our Sceptile, and we're going to bring Vigoroth and a Alolan Golem, I believe. See if we can get a positive matchup. That is not a positive matchup, but we're going to go ahead and stay in there for a little bit and try to get an Aerial Ace off and sneak it past her. Go for that Aerial Ace. Hope she doesn't shield. And she does, so we opt to switch right away to our Vigoroth. Vigoroth is a negative matchup, but since we have a shield advantage, we should be able to come out positive with it. So we go ahead and farm those Body Slams. Boom, get her in the red, and finish her off with a few counters. And we are in the red, but we have some energy. Body Slam anything that comes in, even though it's her own Vigoroth, and take her final shield, and let our Vigoroth go down. Now we're again going to go ahead and take that positive matchup of Sceptile versus Vigoroth. We're going to farm away those Fury Cutters and get as many Frenzy Plants as we can in. We're going to go ahead and block this move because we need to keep it alive, because our Alolan Golem in the back will not stand a chance against the Vigoroth. We go for the Leaf Blade. Leaf Blade's doing fantastic. And we're going to get not get to a Leaf Blade before she gets to her Body Slam. But that's alright, because we are confident our lone Golem can go ahead and finish this job real quick. 1, 2, bye-bye. And she sends in a Lantern, so this is pretty much lost. We're going to go for the Wild Charge, do as much damage as we can. It almost KZR. If we could get to a Rock Blast in time, we would have been able to, but her Water Gain Fast move is just doing a little bit too much. In this next matchup, we're going to go ahead and lead with Sceptile again, and have Noctowl in the middle and Lantern in the back this time. We have a negative matchup for this lead, so we're going to switch right away to our own Lantern, and try to farm as much as we can. And she switches to her Lantern, so we're going to go with the Battle of the Thunderbolts. Do our Thunderbolt, get her in the yellow, hers should be in 1, 2, bam. Here's hers. We're not going to block it. And we're just going to keep farming. And do that Thunderbolt and hope to kill her. And we do. So now we have our Lantern against a Vigoroth, and we're going to do as much as we can. And we get to the Thunderbolt just in the nick of time. And take one of her shields. So we have a shield advantage, and we're going to go ahead and go with a Noctowl against it. The reason we go with Noctowl is because we have the shield advantage, and Noctowl beats Vigoroth in a shield when you have a shield advantage. So we go with the Sky Attacks. Boom. And we're going to go ahead and switch into our Sceptile and give him a little bit of time to shine. So we should be able to finish him off easily with her lack of shields, as her Body Slam will not do much to our Sceptile. We're going to go ahead and finish her off with an Aerial Ace, just because it costs a little bit less energy. And we're going to have our Vigoroth, our Sceptile in there against the Noctowl, and unable to do anything. Now we have our own Noctowl against a Mirror Match Noctowl. She has her Sky Attack. Both out of shields, so it's just going to be Sky Attack versus Sky Attack kind of scenario. We get a little bit of lag, but we get our Sky Attack off eventually. Get her in the yellow. We're going to hope that we can live the Sky Attack, which we do, and hope to get a Sky Attack in time. But unfortunately we do not, and she takes this one. GG. Next off, we're going to be leading with Vigoroth, and we're going to have Meganium in the middle and Noctowl at the end. This is a negative matchup, but for now we're going to stick with it and go for the Body Slam and see what the charge moves are on this Beedrill. Body Slam still does decently, but we're going to take a lot of damage from X Scissor, which should be coming very fast. She also with the Sludge Bomb, which again is a nuke of a move, and gets us in the red. We didn't see that coming. So we Body Slam her, try to finish her. And she's going to win that positive matchup, like she rightfully should. And we're going to send in our Noctowl, take whatever's coming, because it's all pretty well resisted, and finish her off with fast moves. She sends in her own Noctowl, and we're going to go ahead and stick with it and fire on our Sky Attack, since we have Meganium left, which would be a negative matchup. Keep farming those Sky Attacks. Boom. Have a shield, try to win that matchup. Finish her off. Next we have Vigoroth. We're going to be able to get a Sky Attack before our Noctowl gets down. And Meganium is going to have a really good advantage with those 1-to-1 shields. We're going to go and try to get a Frenzy Plant as fast as possible. She gets her Body Slam in, and we're going to go ahead and opt to shield it, but it is a Bulldoze. So we're going to go ahead, try to save our energy. She gets an additional Body Slam. We're just going to take it. There it is, we're in the yellow. And then we're going to finish her off with fast moves. But we opt to go with the Frenzy Plant because we're at about 100 energy at this point. So, might as well use it. Bye-bye Vigoroth. Or Frenzy Plant, whatever else is coming in, even though it's a Noctowl. Very low energy. Take her final shield, and now hope to get to a Frenzy Plant in time before her Wing Attack or Sky Attack finishes off. But she gets to it, and she's going to go ahead and take this round, so GG. Going into our next matchup, we are going to go ahead and be leading with Meganium again. We're going to have Noctowl in the middle and Vigoroth at the end. So let's see how that Meganium lead pans out. So leading with that Meganium, we walk right into a Noctowl. So we're going to switch right away. She switches right away. We're going to have our Vigoroth against a bad matchup of a Beedrill, but we're going to go ahead and have to stick it out there. We're going to Body Slam, get her in the yellow. Block her potential X Scissor, even though it's a Sludge Bomb. And at this point, we kind of realize our Beedrill only seems to have Sludge Bomb. So we're going to block every Sludge Bomb that comes our way. We're going to just keep Body Slam spamming on her. And get her out of here, or at least with no shields. Boom. Go ahead and let her Sludge Bomb finish us off just fine, because we have 1 shield and she has none. We're going to finish off her Beedrill by farming with our Noctowl. And she is going to come in next with her Vigoroth. We have a shield advantage, so our Noctowl actually has a pretty good matchup. But we're going to do that Sky Attack and switch to Meganium, take that Body Slam or Bulldoze. Either way, it's going to be resisted. Body Slam it is. And now we're going to go ahead and farm away. She switches into her Noctowl. And we're going to go ahead and show you what Earthquake does against a normal flying type after we shield the Sky Attack that would kill us. And as you're about to see, this Earthquake, despite the amount of damage output it has, does absolutely nothing. Look at that. Nothing. We would have been better off just going for 2 Frenzy Plants. Just oof. So we go ahead and get another Frenzy Plant. So go ahead and show you how much that does in comparison. It does a pretty good amount. But all I can say is don't Earthquake a Noctowl. She's going to finish us off with a Sky Attack, and thanks for trying, Meganium. We're going to go ahead and bring in our Noctowl, and Sky Attack finish off her Noctowl. She's going to come in with her almost dead Vigoroth. She's going to get to a Body Slam, and we're going to be in the red. But we're going to have that Sky Attack to finish her off, hopefully. And boom, and yep, it gets her, and we take that one. In this last matchup, we're going to go ahead and focus on Meganium one last time. We're going to lead with Raichu. We're going to have Meganium in the middle and Beedrill in the back. See how that team comp works out for us. Excuse that right there. So our Raichu is going to go against a Venusaur, which is a very, very bad matchup. Venusaur resists everything we have, so we're going to bring out Beedrill and farm that X-Scissor, but she switches perfectly into her Noctowl just in time. And our best bet is to get Sludge Bombs off on her, but she should get to a Sky Attack just before us, and she does. And we're just going to let her take it. She won that one, and we're going to go out with our Meganium, because it's the best we got. And we're going to show you just what you could do with 2 shields with a Grass type against a Flyer. So we're going to shield her Sky Attack. Meganium's going to get a Frenzy Plant off. Hopefully she doesn't shield, which she does. So we already got her running. She's going to get to a Sky Attack before we get to another Frenzy Plant. So we will be using our last shield. Here it goes. And we're going to go ahead and get to that Frenzy Plant next. And as long as she doesn't shield, we will finish her. So, boom, boom. And we opt to switch and save that energy and save that Earthquake for Venusaur. So we're going to Brick Break this Noctowl out of here. Take her last shield instead, which is great. Finish her off. Brick Break the Venusaur that we know is coming. Boom. Does okay damage. And we're just going to let her kill her. We don't really have a choice, though. Frenzy Plant nukes us, and we Earthquake with our Meganium right away. Since Venusaur is a sub-poison type, Earthquake does super effective damage, and we almost one-hit KO her. And we finish her off with a couple Vine Whips. And yeah, Meganium served us well. Here comes the Noctowl with a Sky Attack, which is going to finish us off. And that is going to be it. So, Meganium tried hard, it did well, and in the end we still lost, but yeah. As you may have noticed, we didn't quite showcase all 5 of the Grass type users we were talking about. The reason for that is, firstly, Ivysaur. Ivysaur is a poor man's Venusaur again, like I've already said. If you have access to Venusaur with Frenzy Plant in Great League, it's really just the bee's knees. It's one of the best general Great League Pokemon as it is, and any cup that Frenzy Plant Venusaur is able to be used in, I would generally highly recommend it to be used. It's just such a great Pokemon. It's tanky, has great damage output, whether it's a Razor Leaf user or a Vine Whip user. And yeah, that's more of the reason why we didn't showcase Ivysaur. Victreebel is best suited as a Razor Leaf user, and a Razor Leaf user in this meta isn't very necessary, because Grass type fast move damage that does big damage like that is really only good against things like Lantern, Alolan Graveler, and Alolan Golem. So it's better to have something like a Vine Whip user, that maybe like Meganium, Venusaur, and Ivysaur. It's just a lot more useful because you get to those charge moves faster, and yeah, it just does great. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this look we took at the Grass type users. Soon we'll be moving on to the Electric type users and the new inclusion of Wigglytuff into the meta, and just what it caused to change. So yeah, everybody have a great day, and thank you for watching. Bye.